What up, y'all? It's the professor here today. Quick video for any of y'all who are jacked but pretty dumb. And, there's a stereotype people who are muscular happen to be stupid. But I don't think this is the case because you already have the secret recipe to becoming super smart academically. And I'm here to explain to you just how you can do it in 3 simple steps. Now, first thing you need to understand is that you can study like you lift, and you might be like, what the hell, man? What does that mean? Now, let me explain to you. When you lift, there's a term we use, progressive overload. For example, when you start off, you want to use light weight. And as you get stronger and stronger and stronger because you're building muscle, you want to put on more and more weight. Now, if you're not doing that, you're not going to gain muscle. You're not going to grow. You're going to see nothing. It's those guys who are jacked who are repping out 95 on the bench. You never see that because that doesn't make sense. You're not going to gain any muscle that way. Now, a lot of us, we like to study in a very strange way. We like to study with the light weight. We like repping out the subjects and the questions that we already know. Like flashcards, where you flip it over just the definitions, that's too easy, right? As you get better with it, as you progress with it, you want to get harder and harder questions. The stuff that's on the test, stuff that's harder than tests, so that when you come to test day, you're able to perform. So it's really important that when you are studying, you incorporate some progressive overload, right? Maybe the first day you start off with some flashcards. Second day, you come back, you do some harder flashcards. And third day, maybe you're doing FRQs, right? And yes, it's not easy, but same with lifting. If you're already jacked, you already know that it's not easy to get jacked. Second thing is, I want you to start doing some cardio, you fat fuck, because you can't look good unless, okay, there are those people who are naturally lean, who naturally look good. And what does that relate to studying? It's those guys who can naturally read really, really fast and understand things quickly. And you might not be that guy. Most people aren't that guy. So how are you going to do cardio? A lot of y'all read the texts. Y'all read maybe, the cover of, or maybe some restaurant menus. You might be reading that. But that's like walking from your bed to the bathroom, right? You're not going to get lean from that. You're not going to get your cardio. So pick up a book and start flipping through that John, or try reading some articles, or just, I don't know, try doing more reading. Maybe read more texts, right? Anything helps. That's all. It's all forms of cardio, because if you're able to, understand the text quicker, that's gonna help you a ton in your journey academically. And last thing here is that you're not gonna lift when you have no sleep. You're not gonna lift with no food before you, right? This doesn't make sense. You're not gonna have a good workout. Now, if you don't have a good workout, you're not going to gain anything. You're not going to grow. So if you want to have a good study session where you learn from it, you need the same environment and pre-workout. Now, environment, you want it to be clean. You want it to be quiet. You want it to be around maybe people or no people, depending what type of person you are, right? And your pre-workout meal, right? Don't eat something super sugary. Maybe take some caffeine before you study, right? Get your brain moving and get some carbs in you, right? Your brain is also a muscle. And these are honestly these things that you need to do, get you jacked, but also get you smart. So if you benefited from this video, drop a like. But anyways, onwards, guys, and take care.